Welcome to the Tyson Event Center in Sioux City for the second half of the national semifinals here tonight in the NAIA Division II Women's Basketball National Championship. Alongside Megan Cloud Gantz, I'm Corey Westra. We've already seen one team punch their ticket to tomorrow night's national championship game, and that was Morningside. An exciting 66-63 win just moments ago over Hastings College, and now we get set for a matchup of two more Great Plains Athletic Conference teams in Concordia and Briar Cliff. And Megan, when we talk about Concordia, the #3 team in the country, you got to say two words: Bailey Morris. Bailey Morris, one of just 15 scorers to go over 2,000 points all time in NAIA Division II basketball. She's not real big, but she can sure get it done.
Yeah, she's a great scorer. She goes inside, outside. She gets her team the ball, and when she's not assisting, she's putting it in the hoops. She does a great job of scoring. You know, Briar Cliff always has to pay attention to where she's out on the court. She does a great job of leading her team.
Concordia's only lost to Morningside. Other than that, they've run off a very impressive year. This is a very exciting bunch, and they really look to pressure the basketball.
They've had a good tournament. They've done really well against teams. They just got to go out there and play their game. Should be no-brainer for them.
Briar Cliff. They were worried about getting into the tournament, and now they're playing on Monday among one of the last 3 teams into the tournament as an at-large, and they've put together a heck of a run of 3 games, and they do it defensively. Coach Power has absolutely changed his style and gone to a zone defense. We would have never thought Coach Power at Briar Cliff would go to a zone, but they play it, and they play it well.
You know, I think they play a little bit of defense like Morningside does. You know, they don't overextend their defense. They look to match up into the players. Yeah, they play zone, but it's still a matchup zone, so they just got to go out and defend. All players don't lose. Bailey Morris, of course, take care of the ball. And then Briar Cliff also does a good job of balanced scoring for the team. You kind of don't know who's going to step up each night, which is nice for them, which keeps Concordia on their toes because they got to guard all players.
Sloan Masters is obviously one of the names we'll call a lot for Briar Cliff tonight. She's a very special player. A team that's been ridden by a lot of injuries, but Sloan has seemed to kind of rise above.
Yeah, she's definitely their leader. She looks to lead them on the court. Even when she goes off the bench, you can see her on the sideline. She's leading them, controlling what they're doing. They do a good job, all their players. So I think it'll be a big surprise who steps up tonight for Briar Cliff.
We said it earlier, Megan. We know that Concordia is going to get shots off tonight. That's just the way this game goes. No team in this tournament has yet to hit a lot of shots against Briar Cliff. They have gone through and held some teams well below their averages. Do they have another one of those games left in their tank tonight?
Well, I'd be a little surprised that Mike Power's team doesn't look to guard them and control the shots. I think they will get a lot of shots off, but that defense is going to come into play, so maybe they won't make as many shots. Look for Briar Cliff to rebound, though. Playing a zone defense, you got to match up with bodies and get that rebound.
Should be another great matchup of 2 teams that have played twice during the regular season, just like our first national semifinal. Concordia took the season series from Briar Cliff on a home game and an away game, and they meet for the 3rd time here tonight. It's national semifinal #2, Concordia and Briar Cliff. The winner gets Morningside tomorrow night in the national championship back here at the Tyson Event Center Gateway Arena. We invite you to stick with us here on ESPN3 for coverage of this 24th annual NAIA Division II National Basketball Championship. And we'll be back with more right after this. And welcome back to the Tyson Event Center in Sioux City, along with Megan Gantz. I'm Corey Westra, and we are set for the national semifinal #2. Concordia and Briar Cliff, again, 2 teams that have played throughout the year. There's no secrets out here tonight, Megan, like we talked about with Morningside and Hastings a few moments ago. Let's talk a little bit about the 2 programs. Concordia is 34-2. They were 2nd place in the GPAC. They're the #3 team in the country. They went 18-2 in conference play, and this is their 4th trip to a semifinal. And Interestingly, about last game, we had 6 national championships between the two teams. These two teams, neither team has played on a Tuesday night in a championship, so somebody is going to play for a national title between these two.
I think that's what makes it exciting for both teams. You know, they're going to play for the championship, and they know one of them is going to be in the championship tomorrow night. So, you know, like Morningside and Hastings, they're going to leave it all out there on the court, work hard, look to take care of the ball, and push in transition.
When you look at Concordia, they played in the Final Four or Fab Four 2003, 5, 12, and 15. Meanwhile, for Briar Cliff, 2001 and 2, back a little ways in the early years of the tournament in Sioux City, and then 2010 and 12, and now their 5th trip here in 2015. Again, 2 coaches, great coaches among the GPAC coaches. Drew Olson is in his 9th season now for Concordia. He is at 225 career wins against 77 losses, and then in 15 years at Briar Cliff, over 2 stints, Mike Power is looking for win 300, actually. 299 and 200. His overall career record is 420 and 324. So, just 2 great basketball teams. Briar Cliff was 4th in the GPAC, 26-9 overall, 14-6 in the conference, and they are number 19 in the country. And like we talked about in the opening, some of the players you'll see tonight in terms of players we'll call out: Sloan Masters, 12-point per game average; Jesse Korick, also a 12-point per game average; and Kaylee Blake with about an 11-point per game average. So they're pretty balanced across the ledger.
Yeah, they do a good job of spreading the ball, and like I said earlier, you kind of don't know who's going to step up for Briar Cliff. They do a good job of sharing the ball, so Concordia has to guard all the offensive players and, you know, make sure they don't leave anyone open and rebound the ball.
When you look at Concordia, you're looking at Becky Mueller behind, of course, Bailey Morris, which we talked about at 18-8 a ball game, over 2,000 for her career. She did that in the 2nd round here of the national championship. That's when she surpassed that 2,000-point barrier. But you also have Tracy Pites at 12-point per game average, and Mueller at about 10.5 points per game. So, you know, they also have some weapons. And the thing that stands out to me about Concordia and watching them play is they like to score a lot of quick points off their pressure. And if you're Briar Cliff tonight, you've got to be prepared for that immense pressure on the inbounds after made baskets.
And I think Briar Cliff does a good job, you know, because they like to pressure the ball, so they go against that every day in practice. So they're going to look, you know, they know Concordia is going to press them, so they're going to handle that pressure well. As long as they're taking care of the ball, then they're going to look to apply that pressure to Concordia and then hopefully create some turnovers.
So the winner will get Morningside tomorrow night. Morningside was a 66-63 winner in our first semifinal, led tonight by the 16 points of Jessica Tietz, and also Taylor Behensky had 14, and Lexi Ackerman 11. Meanwhile, Jamie Van Kirk at 27 for Hastings to lead all scorers. So again, it's an all Great Plains Athletic Conference Fab Four again this year. 2nd time in league history that's happened. 2003 was the last time in the old Sioux City Auditorium, as Sioux City hosts this championship for the 18th year all time. And this is one of those deals where, like we've talked about a couple of times tonight, Megan, no surprises. The coaches know everything that's coming, and it's just going to be a matter of execution and making shots, and who makes the least mistakes, and somebody walks out of here playing in their first ever national championship.
And I think Morningside's looking, you know, they'd like to see Concordia get that win from that loss they had in the tournament, but also I think they'd like to play Briar Cliff. You know, Coach Sale was under Mike Power, learned a lot from him, so it'd also be nice to see them go head-to-head and see who the better coach and better team is as well.
Great storylines in this one tonight between both games, and this should just be a phenomenal matchup, again, of 2 conference rivals in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. We're glad to have you along here, again, with Megan Gantz, the 2005 NAIA Division II Player of the Year, who won 2 national championships, both here at the Tyson Event Center. I'm Corey Westra. We're glad to have you along courtside here in Sioux City, Iowa. The crowd has stuck around. Maybe a few open seats here and there, but for the most part, a lot of the crowd has stuck around, and boy, Concordia really draws well. They have a great fan section up behind their bench there. They've had a great crowd all week long, and really all the teams have drawn well, but you know, to come in a couple hours away in Seward, just outside of Lincoln, that speaks to the volumes of respect and love they have for their Bulldogs.
Yeah, also Sioux City does a good job of representing, you know, the town and, you know, supporting the basketball. I noticed that up top, the black is taken off, and you got people sitting up top.
That's right. The balcony has some seats occupied. The tip has been controlled, and Concordia will come on the offensive first. And this is Bailey Morris with the basketball. The Great Plains Athletic Conference Player of the Year, and we have an early travel called on the baseline. Bailey Morris, a back-to-back GPAC Player of the Year. There's been a few of those through the years, but Bailey doing it most recently as a Concordia Bulldog. Briar Cliff on their first offensive possession of the ball game, coached by Mike Power. Great tournament so far as a number 5 seed in their quarter bracket. The big upset in the second round on Friday morning, number 2 and undefeated Davenport. Three-pointer up by Korick is no good, and it will be Concordia coming back the other way. Just underway here tonight in national semifinal number 2, and a ball tipped out of bounds and will stay with Concordia underneath their own hoop.
You see both teams are playing zone tonight.
That's right. Drew Olson very rarely plays zone, although if you go back to the regular season matchup, he came out in a zone in the second half at the Newman Flanagan Center just down the road when his team trailed, and they ended up winning that game in the second half. Maybe he figures it worked once, it'll work again.
They're daring Briar Cliff to shoot from outside.
That's right. Bailey Morris here, number 12. She is the floor general out there. Scores a lot like a Jamie Van Kirk, and she'll get her first shot off the heel, no good, and the rebound is controlled by BCU. So Briar Cliff, again, a hometown team here, along with Morningside earlier tonight. Creates a pretty good crowd here at the Tyson Event Center. Tyson Event Center going on 11 years old, and just a great sight for this national championship, and a jump ball called in the lane, and the arrow will stay with Briar Cliff. So the Chargers will have it.
Briar Cliff looking to get some inside touches as well, just like Hastings did against the zone.
Briar Cliff will put the ball in play baseline. Looking to attack into the hole, and we're going to have a travel on the way up called on Briar Cliff, so we're going to go back to Concordia. So not a fluid start to this second national semifinal here tonight. Some travels, some turnovers. Neither team yet to put a point on the board. Concordia, Heiser, feed it in, back out, swing it to the corner. There's an open three-pointer, and it's off the mark, no good, taken by Janovich, who is a 9.9 per game scorer for the Bulldogs. A freshman who has come up big. She's the freshman of the year in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. A lot of contact out front. Both teams are pretty physical. Bounce pass to the lane, read by BCU, and the Chargers will come back down the floor. Boy, neither team really wants to get the handle on the basketball early. Probably a little tight, aren't they?
Yeah, a little jitters, you know. Looking to make their first appearance at a championship game tomorrow night, so maybe playing a little tight.
Here's Concordia pushing it. We got an interception on the play, if we could steal a football term, and boy, the turnovers are going like crazy here in national semifinal number 2. Briar Cliff will set it back up. No score. We have played to the 17.5-minute mark here of the first half. Skip over the top. That's a three-pointer. That'll be off the mark, and a rebound cleared by Briar Cliff. Or pardon me, cleared by Concordia. Concordia is in the whites tonight. They're the Bulldogs. Briar Cliff is in the blues. They are the Chargers. Shoulder down, going into the lane. This is Pites. Kick to the corner for a 3-ball, off the mark. Bailey gets the rebound. Bailey Morris, that is, and she's going to be bodied up on the play by Jessie Korick. Foul's going to be on the floor, so it'll be an inbounds underneath. Well, they're getting their shots off, and they're not going early. See if that plays out here for a longer period of time.
Yeah, Concordia has taken 3 three-pointers already. No inside shots yet, so look for them to drive the basketball. And there you go.
And there it is. Tracy Pites will take it to the hole, and a 12-point per game average for Pites to go along with 4.5 rebounds, and she'll go to the free throw line for Concordia. So almost 3 minutes gone in the second of this semifinal round on a Monday night in Sioux City. Free throw on the way, and we're on the board. So the Bulldogs draw first. 1-0 is the score. Second free throw coming for Tracy Pites. That one's going to hit the front of the rim and no good. So 1-0 is our score. Briar Cliff Down low they go. Powering it up off the glass was Kaylee Blake. No good. And the rebound taken down by the Bulldogs. Bailey Morris spots up. Now kicks left. Mueller tipped away. On the block. Nice feed inside. Shot up no good by Janovich. And we're going to have a foul on the rebound on Concordia. Boy, the shots are not falling in this one, Megan. Last game seemed to get a few shots early, but in this one we're probably going to play down to our first break with a pretty low score.
Look for Briar Cliff to get it inside. You know, hopefully take that lid off the basket. Concordia wants to apply the pressure, create some turnovers here.
Attacking that pressure. Good job of putting someone in the middle. There's a layup, and it's no good for Henschke. And the lid is still on the basket here tonight at the Tyson Event Center outside of one free throw. Right side three-pointer. That one's going to go through. And Concordia with Becky Mueller will hit their first three-pointer of the night. Mueller puts Concordia out in front 4-0. 16-minute mark, just inside the arc. Shot no good. And we're going to have a foul on the rebound on Briar Cliff, and that's going to be on Henschke. Got her hand in there, and it will be Concordia on the offensive. Again, we're right at 16 minutes, and we will have one more possession. It has to be under 16 for the media timeout.
You know, Briar Cliff are getting some open shots, but they got to go for the rebounds. You know, they got to get some second chance points.
Bailey Morris will take the ball up the floor. She just kind of does it all, doesn't she?
She does, and she's calm, cool, collective, just like she's been here a number of times.
Right side, this is going to be Shelby Quinn. Now skip to the corner, good look there. Shot off the mark, no good by Janovich. On the rebound, the putback with the left hand up and in for Tracy Pites. Pites has 3, Concordia is up 6-0.
Well, and half of Concordia's points are off second chance points right now. Briar Cliff has to do a better job of matching up into bodies.
There's a good lead pass for a three-pointer. Rolls off no good. Ball tipped out to the free throw line. Nice passing underneath, backing up, putting it off the glass and in, and Briar Cliff is on the board. And that's going to go Haber. Heather Haber will break the silence, and it's 6-2 Concordia.
And there's those second chance points, getting those offensive rebounds.
Quinn, inside Pites, travel. And that will lead us to our first timeout at the Tyson Event Center in National Semifinal number 2. Our score is Concordia 6 and Briar Cliff 2. We'll be back with more from Sioux City after this break. You're watching the National Semifinals of NAIA Division II Women's Basketball on ESPN 3. And back in Sioux City at the Tyson Event Center along with Megan Gantz. I'm Corey Westra. We are coming out of a timeout with our score Concordia 6 and Briar Cliff 2. The Chargers will have the basketball and they'll face the pressure defense once again of Concordia. And the ball in play, and they look to trap right away, don't they, Megan, on those inbounds?
Yeah, they want to apply the pressure, hopefully get a turnover, and then they do a good job of transition defense.
Briar Cliff breaks the press, and they will work their way around and set up the offense.
Briar Cliff's not new to any pressure. That's what they look to do to other teams, so they go against it every day in practice. So look to them to handle the ball.
Briar Cliff being challenged to shoot. They're going to go in with 5 on the shot clock. Off the mark, no good. Another good offensive rebound and putback. And Heather Haber has both baskets for Briar Cliff on second chance opportunities. Concordia will come back. Now down or up by 2, 6-4 our score, as we're at 14:15 to go in the first half of this semifinal. Quinn, skip it over to Bailey Morris. She'll drive the lane, stripped of the basketball, but picked up back up top. Left side to Becky Mueller, and she'll throw up a three-pointer. Pretty deep shot. Misses the mark, but there's Bailey Morris to pick it up. Drives, kicks, corner, three-pointer, good by Mary Janovich. And again, just a freshman. That's a pretty big shot.
She does a nice-looking shot. Concordia not afraid to shoot the three. Get that second chance rebound, and then they just let it fly.
9-4 now, Concordia. 13:35 to go, 13:36 actually here in first half action. Corrick back around, Briar Cliff, spot up three-pointer. There's a three-pointer. BCU's going to have to hit those, aren't they, to stay in this basketball game?
Yeah, and if they're not hitting, then they really got to crash the boards. Look to get some easy putbacks.
Concordia with a 2-point advantage. This is Bailey Morris. Janovich down there in that corner. Back up top. Bailey looks things over. Right side now to the baseline, and Becky Mueller inside out. Nice ball movement. Three-pointer off the mark, and a rebound for Briar Cliff. Well, right now, Briar Cliff's got all their points off the bench. Intercept. There's that steal by Bailey. Again, they hang around, don't they? They're like a little gnat.
She turned, and she wasn't ready for Bailey to be right there, so Bailey just picked her.
So that'll be a foul on Briar Cliff. Chargers will substitute. Sloan Masters is going to come back into the game. Masters had a huge three-pointer near the end of that Davenport game on Friday. Just came at a very critical time as they held off the undefeated Panthers by 2 points and knocked off a #1 seed. In the lane, back out, and a foul on Briar Cliff. That's going to be a push on Haber. Haber will pick up her first. Briar Cliff with their 15th foul here the first half, and we are at 12:44 to go. Concordia setting up the offense. Nice quick pass into the lane, up and in for Jerica Pearson.
Nice no-look pass. Yep. Defense didn't even see it coming.
Just zipped it in there real quick, and that's pretty tough to defend. 11-7 Bulldogs. Briar Cliff attacking. Dribble back out, reset. Approaching the 12-minute mark, and a lead of 4 for Concordia. Here's the Chargers in the corner. Masters, she'll let it fly, and there's another three-pointer. Sloan Masters hits Briar Cliff's second three-pointer. First one was by Hansen, and 11-10 Concordia lead with the ball. Bailey Morris. And she's going to be bodied up on the play. That's going to be another foul on Haber, and I believe that is her second. And that is her second.
And that's what Briar Cliff can't afford, to get in foul trouble early.
And that'll lead us to a break with our score: Concordia 11, Briar Cliff 10. So we'll step aside and be back with more first half action momentarily. This is national semifinal number 2 of the NAIA Division II Women's Basketball National Championship, right here live on ESPN3. 11-10 Concordia. Welcome back to Sioux City. And national semifinal number 2 of the NAIA Division II Basketball National Championship. And there is Bailey Morris spotting up for a three-pointer. And again, a 2,000 career point scorer. Can't give her a lot of room.
No, you can't. You got to stay up in her. Concordia causing a turnover right now.
Bailey's first basket of the night on that three-pointer. Coach Olson arguing that there was some kind of contact there.
Well, he was arguing that Bailey was going forward, so it shouldn't be an over and back call.
Yep.
But the ball crossed the half court, so it's over and back when she got it in the back court.
Well, he may have not got the explanation he wants, but we're going to keep playing basketball. Great competitive coaches. Of course, we saw that in the first game with Carrie Hofstetter and Jamie Sale, and Drew Olson and Mike Power are as good as they come as well. And that just makes for a fun league when you've got coaches like that. Briar Cliff's basketball trailing by 4. A little bit of foul trouble. Haber, who has 4 points for BCU, has picked up 2 fouls. There's an inbounds play. Nice move there, and off the glass and in for Tarji with the basket. Kind of an unsung bench-type player, but again, you're going to need some of those here in the semifinals.
Absolutely, especially if their shots aren't falling. They need other players to step up and make some shots.
Bulldogs attack the basket. Shots no good by Pites. Pites is kind of the quiet one, I think, for this group. You know, she's there at 11-8 a ball game. Pretty long arms, and she can really get to the hole. You know, everybody talks about Morris and Janovich, obviously, as the freshman, and Mueller, but, you know, she's a pretty big component to the offense, too.
Yeah, she had a nice move there. Now she gets to the free throw line. Game's called a little bit different than the last game, a little tighter.
Yep. Kind of always interesting to see that happen in a tournament where games are back-to-back, and only 2 games tonight. In the first 3 days of the tournament, we went 8 games back-to-back. It's a lot of basketball from 8:30 in the morning until late at night. Free throw up. Second one is also good.
And see, that was Blake's second foul. She's got to be careful. 33 has 2 fouls, so got to be careful not to pick up another one.
A little bit of foul trouble here at the 10:55 mark of the first half. 16-12 in favor of Concordia. Winner gets Morningside as Bailey Morris fires a three-pointer. No good, and the rebound cleared by Briar Cliff. 66-63 earlier tonight. Morningside over Hastings of Nebraska in the first national semifinal. Outside three-pointer off the mark, no good. That shot taken by Williams, Shantae Williams, and Concordia will come back the other way. About halfway home here in the first half of action at the Tyson Event Center. Pites. Kick at corner, Bailey Morris. Nice ball fake and drive, no good, and then put back by Pites, and she is going to be fouled on the play. And Tracy Pites is really getting a handle on this game right now.
Yeah, she's being the cleanup crew down low, getting those rebounds and putbacks. Does a nice job of handling the foul and putting the ball in the hole.
6-point lead for Concordia with a free throw coming for Tracy Pites. 3 for 4 at the line already in the contest in a 6-point lead. Korick returns to the lineup for Briar Cliff, starting guard. 12.6 point per game average for BCU.
Blake picked up her 3rd foul, so Daberco comes in to relieve her. Hopefully she can make a difference down low.
Briar Cliff will come back the other way. Tracy Pites, 4 out of 5 free throws. Right now on the free throw line, the advantage all to Concordia. No free throws yet tonight for Briar Cliff. 19-12.
They got to look to attack the basket.
There's a good drive off the glass, no good. Taken by Sloan Masters. Rebound to the Bulldogs. They'll push it. Right wing, Janovich. Back up top, Pites. Really worked that perimeter. Bailey gets off a three-pointer. Bailey Morris, shot no good. Rebound to Briar Cliff. Quickly the other way, transition. Back out. Good ball movement by Briar Cliff. Just can't quite get a shot off. Shot clock doesn't get real low in this game, does it?
No, it doesn't. I think that's what Briar Cliff has to do. They have to work on pushing the ball. Because then they're going to make Concordia run some.
Molly Snoozy coming off the bench there, and she is fouled on the way up, so she'll shoot free throws. So for the first time tonight, BCU will go to the foul line. That free throw is just a bit short. Briar Cliff right now led by Haber's 4. And then just kind of a host of 2- and 3-pointer outings. And the flip side, Pites with the 8 leads all scorers, and Concordia. Second free throw is good for Snoozy. Snoozy makes it a lead of 6 as we approach the 9-minute mark. Ball tipped away. We'll stay with Concordia in the half court. So Concordia won their opener here over Bryan of Tennessee, 76-35. That was a Thursday game. As Morris will drive, left side kick it for a 3, rims off, no good. That shot taken by Heiser. Then they beat the College of St. Mary on Friday, 92-82. That will be a GPAC foe next year as the shot misses for Briar Cliff and the rebound to Concordia. College of St. Mary coming into the GPAC next year, and a fellow Nebraska school. And then their win in the quarters was over a very good Jamestown team, and it was a 76-59 game. It was pretty tight at the half, but a big second half by Concordia to pull away. And the Jimmies, very, very good. So that was a quality win for the Bulldogs as they miss a 3-pointer off the wing. Again, they're getting those shots off, Megan.
And there they look to push the ball, which I said that's what they got to do. Get some transition points, make Concordia run down the floor, and get back on defense and get a stop.
Yeah, all that pressure so up front, they just over the topped it, and 19-15, nice transition layup by Jesse Korick. Concordia will skip corner, Bailey Morris. Bailey just is so dicey out there. She just likes to get into the mix, and there's a big 3-pointer by Janovich.
She does a good job of drawing the defender to her, pump faking. There you look to see Briar Cliff pushing it again. Even if they don't get anything, you know, pop it back out.
Yep, and they'll set it around the right side. Williams. This is Henschke. Back out, too high for Williams and out of bounds. And that will lead us to a timeout with our score, Concordia 22, Briar Cliff 15. And we'll be back with more first half action in national semifinal number 2 after this timeout on ESPN3.
And we welcome you back to semifinal number 2. You know, there is a unique dynamic between Mary Janovich. She's the freshman of the year in the GPAC. And of course, you also got to think about Bailey Morris, 2,000-point scorer. Also a chip on Bailey Morris's shoulder the last 2 years, missing out, getting upset in the first round, now having to bounce back. Now they're in the semifinals looking for a national title. We'll see if they'll be able to accomplish it here tonight. Back to you, Corey.
All right, thank you, Adam. Bailey Morris with the basketball here out front. In a lead for the Bulldogs, 22-15. And Bailey will set up the offense out high for Concordia. Concordia comes into this one 34-2. 2 losses to Morningside, but they avenged those 2 losses in the GPAC championship game. Morris will fire off a 3 off top, no good, and Williams will clear the board for Briar Cliff. And there they go again, that quick outlet. Pull it out, kick it left, tipped out of bounds. I think that's last touched by Briar Cliff.
Briar Cliff has to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. Push the ball up the court, but if you don't get it, nothing's there, then pull it back out.
as Adam alluded to in that quick comment from the sideline coming back to out of the timeout there, the Bulldogs were knocked off in each of the first 2 rounds the last 2 years. Is in the lane. That basket is scored by Becky Mueller, and Mueller has 5 in the ball game. They also played those in 2 8:30 games those 2 years. So not only that, it was an early morning as well. So nice to get Concordia back in the national semifinals. They've not been in the semi since 2012. And on the drive, that basket's going to count. And a free throw upcoming for BCU.
I think Briar Cliff has to get the ball to Sloan Masters. You know, she's looking to take control. She's doing a good job of handling the basketball, driving to the hole. Well, look for Briar Cliff to go to her a little bit more.
Kuntz picked up the foul, and Masters scored the basket. She has the free throw, and she'll put that in. So Sloan Masters now has 6 in the contest, a 24-18 Concordia advantage. Second chance points, Megan, 11-4 advantage to the Bulldogs right now. And the bench scoring goes to Briar Cliff 10-2. So kind of a tale of 2 sides there. Here's Concordia with Janovich out for a long 3. In and out, no good. Taken by Crone.
Well, Concordia's already shot 18 threes, and they've still got 6 minutes left in the game. No surprise if they put up about 5, 6 more before the end of the half.
With the ball, Maylee Morris will come back across the half-court stripe here at the Tyson Event Center. New floor in here this year for the national championship. Was put in a week ago Sunday. It's in its maiden voyage, if you will. Very nice playing surface here for this national championship. And no, you can't have the old one, Megan. There's a jump ball as Briar Cliff will reach in and grab it, and the arrow will stay with Concordia. Old floor served us well. Had that since the Tyson opened, but it was time for a new floor, and off we go with that. And we will have a timeout taken here by Drew Olson and the Concordia bench. So we'll have a timeout here. It's a quick one. And we're going to go here and take a look at some replays of this contest. We're going to start here with that fast break you talked about, Megan, and a great lead to Jessie Korick for that layup. And then out it goes for a 3-pointer for Concordia, and up and in. And then on the other side, you talk about them needing to drive to the hole. That was a great drive there by Sloan Masters for the and one play. So, you know, I think they know what they need to do. There's no big secrets out there. It's just kind of comes down to execution at this point.
You know, they're not taking care of the ball very well right now, Briar Cliff, but, you know, look for them to take care of the ball, get some inside touches, attack them. Well, they're only down 6 points, so, no, I wouldn't say they're playing their best right now. I think Coach Power would agree, but, you know, down 6 points, not playing your best, you have time to come back.
24-18 Bulldogs. And they'll put the ball in play after the timeout, and they throw it away. That was intended for Pites, and she was kind of shielded off on the baseline and could not get to the basketball. Briar Cliff will take it out. Shantae Williams will put it in play. 5:44 to go in the first half of national semifinal number 2. Morningside waits in the wings tomorrow night for the winner. One loss Morningside, number 1 in the country, wins by 3 earlier tonight over Hastings in the first semifinal. To the left side, it's Williams. Kind of daring her to shoot a little bit. Drop it down low, tipped away, and a trip will be called here as trying to come back the other way was Becky Mueller.
Well, I tell you, Morningside, the last thing they want to see is have this be an easy game for either team. They want it to go down to the wire. They want to have them use some energy so they don't have fresh legs tomorrow. So they're not going up against a team that, well, they got to sit some of their starters. So they want to see it go back and forth. Either way, whatever team wins, they'll be ready for them.
Becky Mueller will go to the free throw line. Free throws on the way and good. Mueller has a 6-point game. Pretty balanced scorecard up there right now. Pites has 8. Janovich has 6. Mueller has 7 now in the ball game. So pretty balanced effort there for the Concordia Bulldogs. 26-18 Bulldogs. Skip pass near side. There they attack it inside. Free throw line jumper in and out, no good by Jesse Korick, and the rebound goes down to Concordia, and that was Pites. Nice lead and a layup up and in for, that's Heiser. Kelsey Heiser on the lead there.
Good offensive transition for Concordia. Look to move the ball up.
Drop it down inside, and there's going to be a contact foul, and she hit the deck pretty hard there. Good aggressive take to the hole, and again, they're going to lay it on the line here tonight. There's going to be a lot of bodies on the floor before this one's said and done.
And you like to see the players help each other up, you know. They know each other. They're friends, you know, on the court. They may not like each other as much, but they're still looking to help each other out.
Sloan Masters at the line. That's an interesting point. You and I have talked about this a lot. You do know these players very well. In fact, you won a couple of national titles. You played Cedarville in those years, and you're very good friends with one of the Cedarville players to this day.
Yes, Carrie Flunker. Well, I should say Carrie Flunker Hoffman now.
Yep.
Very good players. Same with Coach Hofstetter, you know. We didn't really like each other when we played against each other, probably because we both had the same intensity, but now we're really good friends, so.
She still says you flopped in a game back when you played. Go figure.
Hey, but they won, so
yeah,
that's all that should matter.
So the flop is negated, right?
Yes.
Concordia battling underneath with Mary Janovich, and I just like the way she plays inside. She is so aggressive.
And she plays hard all the time.
Although that time I think she got the foul. Nope.
No, they called a jump ball.
Okay, jump ball, and that's going to go to Briar Cliff. 28-20 our score in favor of the Bulldogs of Concordia as we approach the 4-minute mark of the first half. Again, as we mentioned in the top of our first broadcast, playing with media timeouts, and they don't do that during the regular season, so you got to kind of play it in 4-minute spurts. You kind of want to win those 4 minutes, and you know, it's kind of a momentum killer at times, but it also kind of makes it that you get your legs back under you, and it's just a unique style of basketball.
Yeah, both teams still looking to push the ball, still looking to try to, you know, wear down the other team's legs a little bit, even though you got a timeout every 4 minutes. But, you know, they're looking for Sloan Masters to take control, and she just couldn't quite handle the ball.
28-20 Bulldogs. Look at that pass.
Oh, nice
high,
seal.
low, and boy, she just had her off on the inside there. Great job inside by Pites. I'm sorry, that's not Pites. That's Becky Mueller. And yeah, like you said, she sealed her off on the block.
Bailey Moritz is always looking up. She's always looking to score, to get a good pass in, and there was a really nice pass to Mueller on the baseline.
We talk about triple threat position, and boy, you can learn a lot from watching Bailey Morris. She is ready to pass, shoot, or dribble every time she touches the basketball.
It's pretty hard to take the ball away from her. She's always ready. She's always ready for the defense, so does a nice job of taking care of the ball.
Both teams shooting right around 36 to 35% as the free throws go, and a 10-point lead, and there's that quick, aggressive attack down the floor, and Tarji will score the basket, and it will be her 4th point, and it's a foul on the play. So Targi will go to the line for Briar Cliff, but first we'll have a timeout on the floor. With 3:56 to go in the first half, it's Concordia 30, Briar Cliff 22. We'll have a free throw for Briar Cliff when we come back after this on ESPN 3.
Can you move your microphone in front of your mouth a little bit?
What's that?
All right.
So Julie Targi will go to the line for Briar Cliff coming out of our timeout. She made a basket going into our timeout, so this is the and one, if you will, and the free throw is no good, and Concordia will hold on to an 8-point lead. Back in Sioux City for national semifinal number 2 of this NAIA Division II Women's Basketball National Championship. One ticket to tomorrow has been punched as BCU jumps the pass, and they'll pick up the steal and the turnover on the play. Briar Cliff looking to get something going here before the half. Good pass down low, and we'll have a foul on Bailey Morris. Bailey Morris is yet to maybe find her stroke offensively, but she's certainly getting it done in other ways.
Yeah, she's looking for her teammates, looking to pass the ball. She's got 5 assists right now. She just picked up her 2nd foul, so she's got to be careful in the end of the half. She doesn't want to pick up her 3rd foul.
Morris, as you said, with 2. Maybe Coach Olson, small debate in his mind, but maybe she's a smart enough player to leave her out there. Free throw is good by Sloan Masters. She's made 2 free throws on the night. Here's another one for Sloan, up and good. And that gives Sloan Masters double figures now in the contest. She has 10 for Briar Cliff University. 30-24, 3:25 left, and a steal by Briar Cliff. Good pressure. There's that lead again.
Bailey's got to be smart.
Down. Yeah, you got to get back. Bailey was, she was right there, and she could have easily grabbed something on the arm, but she had to back away, and they did not get the layup to go. Here's Bailey aggressive. Ooh, they got her for an offensive.
Extended that arm just a little bit.
She pushed that arm off just a little bit, trying to clear space. As a former guard, that's always a tough one. You want to be able to kind of play a little bit, but if you extend it to get space, you're going to get called.
Yeah, anytime that official sees that arm extended, they'll call you for it.
We take a look at that one here in a little bit if we get a chance. As Briar Cliff will put the ball in play. 30-24 the score as we approach the 3-minute mark of the first half. BCU will come down the floor. Chargers working the perimeter, much like we saw Hastings do in the first game tonight, trying to find those gaps and shoot the gaps, if you will. Up top. Shot clock winding down to 5. Inside out. 3-pointer is going to be short. Long rebound out. Tipped and kept alive by Briar Cliff. Chargers will come right back at it here. Fresh 30. And they'll dribble back out, and around they go to the top. Left side to Corrick. Into the corner, Williams. There's the post, and a foul will be called on Becky Mueller.
Briar Cliff has to do a better job of getting inside touches. Every time they get an inside touch, they get a little bit better offense going. They get some cuts going. They get some open shots. Concordia is doing a good job, though, of containing that and not letting them get their inside touches.
Snoozy will be at the line. She's 1 for 2 tonight. That's in and out, no good. She'll have another one coming. Out of the ball game is Janovich, and coming into the ball game is Shelby Quinn for the Bulldogs. 6-point game. Final minutes of the first half here tonight. Coming up at the break. Free throw up and good. Coming up at the break, we'll have an interview with Briar Cliff President Bev Wharton and Concordia President Brian Friedrich. That's coming up at the break with Adam Mazer on the sidelines here at the Tyson Event Center. Inside, power move there, taken by Jerica Pearson. Knocked out of bounds, last touch by Briar Cliff. Jerica Pearson off the bench. Kind of a spark plug type player, pretty athletic.
You know, even though Bailey Morris is out, Concordia is doing a really good job of spreading the ball. Couldn't quite handle the pass right there.
Concordia's had a few throwaways here as of late, and Briar Cliff's attacking and up and in on that one. That is going to be Targi, and she has 6 points. She's kind of been the unsung here tonight. And the turnovers, Concordia with 12, and BCU with 9. So 12-9 turnovers right now. Saw a few turnovers in the first half of the first game. They got cleaned up a little bit in the second half. Missed shot by the Bulldogs, an offensive rebound. Kick it back out, and around they'll go with 1:29 left. Free throw line jumper, no good. Followed her own shot. Good work there, and a foul. Teach that from the very beginning. Follow your shot, and Jerica Pearson just did that.
It'll be interesting to see what Coach Power does right now, because Sloan Masters just picked up her 2nd. The last thing he wants is her to pick up her 3rd foul, just like Bailey Morris just did a couple minutes ago.
At the free throw line, Jerica Pearson on its way. No good. 30-27, so slowly BCU has chipped away at that, I think it was a 10-point lead. It was moments ago by Concordia.
Briar Cliff has to do a better job of getting those on the rebound, boxing out those players, and then they look to push it, take advantage of Bailey Morris being out.
Second free throw is good. It's 31-27 in favor of the Bulldogs. Concordia, the overall #3 team in the country. They were the #1 seed out of the top right quarter bracket here at the national tournament. BCU, the #19 team in the country, has a three-pointer on its way, short by Jesse Cork, but the rebound to Briar Cliff, and they were a 5 seed out of their quarter bracket. We talked about Concordia's road to tonight a little bit ago. We'll hit BCU here in a moment. Right side, Corrick. Back up, Williams. Left side. They work it around. Looking for that shot. Kind of that lob pass, a little dangerous, but I think probably the Bulldogs are going to back off a little bit defensively, although that was a pretty aggressive block there by Jerica Pearson.
Briar Cliff's got to be aware there's 3 seconds left on the shot clock.
And Coach Power is going to use his timeout, use it or lose it timeout here of the first half to talk some things over. The road to tonight for Briar Cliff did start with a win over Menlo out of California, 80-61. That was back on Wednesday of the first day of the national tournament. And then the big upset in the second round on Friday morning over top-seeded and #2 overall Davenport, handing them their first loss, moving them to 32-1, 55-53. And then also in the quarterfinals, a win over the upset-minded Tabor group, the Tabor Blue Jays out of Kansas, out of the KCAC, 62-53. And let's go back to Bailey Morris's third foul and take a look at that. We talked about how she spun to the lane and kind of extended that arm here. Tell me what you see.
Well, she's looking to drive. She sees an open lane, so she extends her left arm just a little bit and pushes off that player. The Briar Cliff player sold it a little bit. Yeah. Corrick did, which, you know, you got to do in the national tournament. So she picked up her third foul.
These players aren't, it's not their first rodeo, is it?
No, no, no.
And we're back to live action here with Concordia on the rebound. Right side, three-pointer on the way. There's a big three-pointer for Becky Mueller. She's had a nice first half for Concordia. She goes to 12 points. Again, Bailey Morris on the bench with 3 personals and only 3 points. So they need other scorers, and they're up 34-27 as the clock runs down here in the first half. We're down to 10 seconds.
Yeah, Mueller and Pice are doing a good job of stepping up and being the scorers for Concordia. Briar Cliff with 4 seconds left. I don't know if they know.
Here we go. Last second shot. It's no good, and we go to the halftime break with Concordia leading it 34-27. So they wanted to keep Bailey Morris's scoring down, and they have that. And so you just got to see what adjustments are made here in both locker rooms by Drew Olson and by Mike Power. And we're going to send it over to Adam Mazer, and he has Drew Olson from Concordia before he goes to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Corey. I've got Coach Olson here. You had to battle through a rough start to the game. It seemed like things started to flow a little bit. Talk a little bit about battling through that.
Yeah, we didn't shoot well to start the game, but then we started hitting some shots. You know, that's just kind of the way you play against Briar Cliff. They're in that zone. It's tough to crack, and eventually we got to hit some shots.
Now, I know it's going to be a little bit concerning. A little frustration came across when Bailey Morris picked up her third foul. Talk about, you know, trying to game plan that into the second half.
Yeah, that was a tough call. I mean, she's doing a spin move. I'm not sure she really extended her arm, but, you know, she's just got to be a smart player, but she's played with 3 fouls before, so she'll be fine.
Briar Cliff's been struggling against your defense. Do you see it doing anything different, or just kind of stick with that same game plan with the zone?
Well, we got to keep mixing it up, man and zone. You know, but yeah, same game plan.
All right, well, thanks, Joe. I'll let you get to the locker room. Once again, Concordia sits here with the lead right now, up 34-27 here at halftime over Briar Cliff. We'll send it to a break, and then we'll be back with some halftime entertainment right after this on ESPN3. And welcome back here to halftime here on ESPN3. Right now I have the president of Briar Cliff, Bev Wharton. I appreciate you joining us here today. You know, talk about 2 years ago, Briar Cliff made it to the semifinals. They're back once again, maybe a little unexpected. Talk about what this means to the institution.
Oh, this has been a fantastic few days, that's for sure. And the institution, all of our students, the campus community, our alumni, everyone is absolutely thrilled. The team has played hard, they've supported each other, and they've really played like a team. So we're very proud of them, and this is a great day.
Now you talk about, you know, being proud. What's it mean to see a crowd like this? There's almost 6,000 people in there right now. Obviously in the game prior to this, we were probably pushing a little more than that. What's it like in the Tyson Event Center, your home city, to see an event like this and be a part of it?
Right. Well, first of all, we are firm believers in the Sioux City community, and this Tyson Event Center is an incredible space. And to see the community come out and support, it's a great event for our community as large. And so for our students, what a great time. And we have a nice cheering section here as well. And the players are just looking out and seeing all these people. It's a wonderful experience.
Oh, absolutely. Now talk a little bit about Briar Cliff and the Franciscan tradition of service that you have.
Right. Briar Cliff is a Catholic Franciscan institution. We provide many opportunities for our students to be of service. Our Franciscan charisms talk about compassion, care for creation, and reaching out to people in need. So service is kind of like, it's organic to our institution. So all of our students are involved in service. We're involved in the campus, the community, the country, and really internationally. So it's something we teach our students to prepare for a career with a liberal arts perspective, but we also teach them to be good citizens of the world. And being of service to others is a great example of that great opportunity and ability to impact many people.
All right, well, once again, that's Bev Wharton, the president of Briar Cliff. Thank you so much for joining us, as we've got an awesome dog show going on behind us. So we'll toss into another break, and we'll be right back with more after this on ESPN3. And welcome back. Right now I am joined with the president of Concordia University, Brian Friedrich. Again, appreciate you being here. You know, talk about the atmosphere a little bit. It's kind of awesome to come and play a basketball game in front of 6,000 fans, which is something that's a little bit different than the regular season.
Yeah, it's absolutely big time here. And Sioux City does it so well. You know, all that so many volunteers do to make this a great tournament. We're thrilled to be here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you know, I've been here multiple times, and it just seems to get better and better, and you just want to come back, especially in this type of an environment.
Absolutely.
Talk about what it means to live the Concordia experience.
Well, that's a great question. Thanks for asking. And as president, that's one of my #1 jobs, to make sure every student has the Concordia experience. We define that in 4 ways. First, that it's Christ-centered, that we give students an opportunity to grow in their faith. Secondly, that we make sure that the community that surrounds them and that they're engaged with is vibrant. Things are going on. We have hundreds of students here tonight, so it's a thrilling time to be at Concordia. And then thirdly, we want to make sure that students have faculty and staff who care about them, help them grow and develop and prepare them for their vocations and callings. And at the end of the day, it's about getting an excellent academic education. So that's kind of the Concordia experience, the Concordia promise, Adam.
Oh, fantastic. So, you know, going through the process, what's it like year in and year out when you see new kids coming and then you're also seeing the old ones leaving? What's it like for you to continuously go through that process?
Well, if I was real honest, I'd say it makes me feel really young, younger than I am. But it's thrilling because the students that leave and graduate, you've seen them grow and develop and become mature human beings ready to go out and take on the world, and that's exciting. And then new students coming in a little bit apprehensive, nervous, but knowing that this is going to be a great fit, great match for them. And in just a few years, they're walking across the stage to get that diploma.
All right, well, once again, this is Brian Friedrich, president of Concordia University. Thank you so much for joining us. And, you know, you got another big second half. We're only up 7.
Yeah, it's going to go down to the wire, as all these GPAC games do. So great to be with you, Adam. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you, Brian. Again, appreciate his time. You know, we've still got a little bit more here at halftime. We'll toss it to a break, and then when we come back, we'll have some more right here on ESPN3.
Back in Sioux City at the Tyson Event Center at the half of NAIA National Semifinal number 2, Concordia and Briar Cliff. The Bulldogs of Concordia lead the Chargers of Briar Cliff 34-27 is our halftime score. Earlier tonight, Morningside was a 66-63 winner over Hastings in National Semifinal number 1 in a game that Morningside was led by Jessica Teets with 16 points. Taylor Behensky had 14. And Lexi Ackerman had 11. Jamie Van Kirk led all scorers, and she's, of course, from Hastings. She had 27 in the early game tonight, but it was top-ranked Morningside moving on at 36-1 with a 66-63 win over the Hastings College Broncos. Here at the half in this one, it is Concordia leading Briar Cliff 34-27. Still have one more half to go. When we come back, we will have an interview with Mike Power from Briar Cliff, but we'll be back right after this on ESPN3.
welcome back. Right now I am joined by Briar Cliff head coach Mike Power. And Coach, I saw you looking at the stats, just kind of going, wow, wow, wow. What's kind of going through your mind through that first half?
We got to make shots. I mean, we've got now second half of the Davenport game and all last game, and now this first half of this game where we've just can't make shots and turn the ball over too much. We're too sloppy on the offense end, and we just got to, you know, like I told the girls here, we're college basketball players. We got to make shots. You know, if you don't make shots, you can't beat this team. I mean, you know, as much as we defend and defend and defend, they're going to eventually make shots. So, you know, we have to do a better job of that and the offensive rebounds. They got 14 offensive rebounds out in the first half. It's killing us. If they're going to miss the three, we got to be able to capture it and get back to the other end.
Talk about your game plan going to the second half. Bailey Morris now has 3 fouls. Anything adjustment there, or just really start attacking and hoping some shots fall?
Well, yeah, you know, we like to get Bailey. Yeah, obviously I like to get Bailey out the court. But, you know, I don't know. You know, Drew's doing a good job of mixing up defenses and trying to protect her a little bit. If we get an opportunity where he goes man a little bit, maybe we try to get her isolated a little bit and get some foul trouble out there.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, once again, that is Coach Power, and we'll send it off to Corey right now.
All right, Adam, thank you very much for those halftime interviews tonight. We are courtside here at the Tyson Events Center Gateway Arena, and before we get started with the second half and in a little bit into the second half, as we did in the first game, we're going to visit with Jim Carr, the president and CEO of the NAIA. Jim, again, great to have you here tonight. We've seen one national semifinal. That was a pretty exciting finish there, and looks like we're in store for another one here tonight. Just overall, again, as far as the NAIA goes, this is just an exciting atmosphere for our student athletes.
It is. Every time I come to Sioux City, the folks here do such a tremendous job, and then to have 4 teams in pretty close proximity to Sioux City has really added to the atmosphere. Great crowds tonight. People really cheering for their young student athletes who are out there, so really good time.
Talk a little bit about the NAIA right now in terms of you know, kind of the strategic plan and some of the initiatives that you're working on. I know, you know, we continue to try to grow membership, and we continue to try to strengthen our conferences. And I know you have 2 gentlemen in the building tonight that you think the world of, and John Reinders, the president at Morningside, as chair of the COP, and then Brian Friedrich, who was just on the air a little bit ago, as the GPAC representative to the COP. But your Council of Presidents group is working really hard to continue to improve the NAIA.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, John and Brian are part of a group of about 30 presidents from around the country who are really working hard to continue to solidify our niche around character-driven athletics, also to focus in on the student athletes like the 4 teams we have represented here tonight, but then also look for growth opportunities. The landscape of intercollegiate athletics is changing all around us. We need to make sure the NAIA is positioned well to capitalize on those opportunities.
We are underway with the second half of the second national semifinal. The Bulldogs of Concordia up 34-27 on Briar Cliff. Again, Bailey Morris, a little bit of foul trouble in the first half. 3 fouls. She's back out there with the ball. Well, almost with the ball there before it was tipped away, and Concordia will keep the ball. Talk about champions of character. We didn't talk about that in the first game. You know, to be perfectly honest, I think some people thought this is a little nutty the first time when that came out back in around 2000. But, you know, it's really taken hold, and I think it is making a difference. What are your reflections on champions of character?
You know, I think the reason it's taken hold and our members embrace it is because it's what our members and our administrators, coaches have done for really about 75 years now, and that's helped build people of character through intercollegiate athletics. And so all we did was put a little more structure to that. And as you said, the membership's really taken hold of it. The GPAC's a great example where you're a commissioner, really schools who believe in it and get their student athletes to participate.
Free throw up and good for Tracy Pites, who again had a big first half for Concordia at the free throw line, especially where she made 4 out of 5 shots. She's now made 5 out of 6 for the ball game to put Concordia out in front by 8, 35-27. We've seen some great things in the NAIA throughout the years. We have another host right now down in Point Lookout, Missouri with the College of the Ozarks. Just some great championships. And I want you to speak specifically, as a 3-pointer on the way, no good by Briar Cliff, but the putback is there for a foul. Speak specifically, Jim, to Sioux City hosting the college, the Softball World Series coming up in May, and kind of the vision that the city and the NAIA shared on this one at Morningside College.
Yeah, well, you know, as you do know well, Corey, the Sioux City has been an incredible host for us over the last really 2 decades with the Women's Basketball Championship plus volleyball and wrestling. And now we bring softball into Morningside. And I just think NAIA softball is such a great caliber of play. And we also have great student athletes who are competing. So it's going to be fun in the spring now for Sioux City to have an event that'll hopefully be right on par with basketball and volleyball.
I know we're tremendously excited to bring it to a great facility at Morningside, and I know they'll do a great job as well. And one, the free throw was missed by by Briar Cliff. It is a 35-29 ball game here at 18:43 to go in the second half. As far as new membership is concerned in the NAIA, I know we've had a concerted effort of finding new members, and you know they are out there as again Briar Cliff aggressively goes to the hole here in the second half, and Blake with the basket. There are new institutions out there to be had. You just have to find them and convince them of the NAIA way.
Yeah, absolutely, and we have more interest now in members joining us than we have in a long time, and I think it's due in part to our focus on character, also the reasonable way in which NAIA approaches athletics. You get a lot of recruiting advantages. Schools tend to spend their dollars on the student athletes as opposed to compliance and some other things that they find at the NCAA. So really a lot of great things to talk about, and schools are becoming more and more interested.
Big run here for Briar Cliff to start the second half, Jim. Cut it down to a one-point ball game, 35-34. You're an old basketball player, that mighty momentum sometimes, huh?
Absolutely. It's a lot of fun to watch. You know, we talk about champions of character, but I always like to say that it doesn't mean that there's not high caliber athletics. These women compete as hard as anybody, and it's just fun to watch these great athletes play.
Coach Power wanted to travel on that call, but it's going to be a foul on Briar Cliff, and it's going to go on Blake, and that's going to be her fourth personal foul here to open up the second half. So quickly they will have to go to the bench, and inside the shot is missed by Tracy Pites, who had a big first half, and the ball out of bounds, and will go back to Briar Cliff University. So BCU, who I do not think has had a lead in this ball game, can come back with a chance to take a lead on this possession. One other thing I want to talk to you about, Jim, is some new sports maybe coming to the NAIA. We're starting to see the emergence of not maybe new sports in terms of overall to the NAIA, but maybe becoming championship sports, and one of those is cheer and dance. It's really starting to take off in the NAIA.
Absolutely. We have more than 50 institutions participating in competitive cheer and dance, about the same number in men's and women's bowling, and lacrosse is growing. So a lot of great new sports coming online. We'll have invitationals and all those this year, but with competitive cheer and dance probably becoming the first new championship sport that we've had in a while.
Corrick put Briar Cliff up by one, and right back the other way. Janovich makes her third three of the ball game as Briar Cliff looks to tie the game up, but it's cleared by Bailey Morris. She was the GPAC Player of the Year. She went over 2,000 points. Three-pointer out of the corner, no good by Janovich. And we're going to have a whistle on the rebound, and a foul will be called on Concordia, and that's going to go on Becky Mueller. Just one of 15 players, Jim, in the all-time Division II to score over 2,000 points was Bailey Morris out there, and that's a pretty elite list to be on when you think of some of the names out there. Kara Painter at the College of the Ozarks. You got Deb Remerdy up at Northwestern. Not trying to leave anybody off the list, but just some, pretty big names. Randy Morgan, Dakota Wesleyan come to mind over the years. That's a pretty elite group.
Yeah, if you can score 2,000 points, you can really score the basketball. And this is my first chance to get to see her play, and she's not disappointing. She's been a little bit of foul trouble, but I think she'll get it going here in the second half.
Concordia with another foul on Tracy Pites. Talk about convention next month, Jim. We're going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. What brings us out to Charlotte this year?
Well, we try to move the convention around a little bit. We're in Kansas City pretty much every other year, but then we like to go out to the east for our members out that way, and then out west sometimes. And so Charlotte was a great choice. We have a great hotel there and a lot of great things in store for the members.
Foul on the floor there, so Briar Cliff's going to keep the basketball. An exciting, fast-paced start to the second half here tonight. Great action earlier tonight. Morningside punched their ticket to the national final. Three-point win over Hastings, 66-63. Doesn't get much more exciting than the finish to that one. And Hastings just not able to get that last shot off there. Good defensive stop there by Morningside to end the game. Briar Cliff again in the offensive set here, really being aggressive, and a blocking foul will be called on Concordia, as again that will be a foul called on Jerica Pearson. That's her second foul of the ball game. So I always like seeing the changes that coaches make coming out of the locker room. They're really students of the game. You got two coaches here with over 200 wins each at their institutions. Mike Power, 420 for his career. So a lot of basketball knowledge out there, and the players go out and execute it. Three-pointer on the way, no good. The rebound cleared by Concordia's Shelby Quinn. So as we approach the 16-minute mark. Jim, I really appreciate you coming down and visiting with me once again in this game. Welcome back to Sioux City, and thanks for all you do for the NAIA.
Well, thanks, Corey, and it's really great to be here with you, and I'll get out of the way and let the real expert get back in the chair.
Well, I appreciate it. One of your former student athletes, Megan, as well, and it's nice to have her back on the mic tonight. Jim, thanks a lot.
All right, thanks, Corey.
All right, a foul on the play here on Briar Cliff. Concordia will put the ball back into play here on the near side in the forward court, and we will go here with 38-36 Concordia, and Concordia with the basketball. Megan slides back into the chair there, and we have Bailey Morris drive to the hole, and she's going to be blocked on the play by Haber, but picked back up now with the left hand up to the hole, Becky Mueller, and it's taken by Briar Cliff. So fast and furious start to the second half, Megan.
And both teams have to worry about foul trouble now. Masters getting into foul trouble, and Concordia have a girl with foul trouble?
Yep. A lot of players kind of playing on the line out there. There's a three-pointer off the top, in and out, no good. Good look there by Schulte, and a rebound down to Concordia. There's Bailey, and she just cannot find the basket right now in this game, Megan.
She needs to look to get to the hole a little bit more. I know she's a little worried about maybe picking up a charge, but she has to get to the hole.
And we're going to go to a break here at the 15:27 mark of the second half with our score Concordia 38 and Briar Cliff 36. We'll be back with more of this second national semifinal of NAIA Division II women's basketball after this timeout on ESPN3. And we're back here in Sioux City as we are at 15:27 left in the basketball game. Concordia is up 38-36. Ball loose on the floor. Briar Cliff comes away with it again, running that floor and picking up the foul. And like you said, Megan, the fouls are really mounting up in this game, and that's just changing the trajectory and style of how these teams like to play.
And Sloan Masters was looking to take over for Briar Cliff, but now that she's sitting the bench, somebody else has to step up, so they're looking to push the ball.
Free throw on the way and good. Jessie Korick.
Blake came in and had 4 quick points, picked up her 4th foul, so she had to go out.
5 points in the game for Jessie Korick. Make it 6 on the second free throw. And it is a tie ball game. We're at 38 all with 15:16 to go in the second half of play. Concordia will set up the offense. Good defensive pressure here. Jump zone here, a little matchup zone. Really pressuring them out a long ways. Bailey Morris, 3 points tonight for Bailey on an 18-8 per game average. There's a 3-ball up and in for Janovich, and she has had the hot hand tonight. 4th three-pointer of the ball game for Janovich, the freshman.
Briar Cliff has to get out on those shooters. They don't want Concordia to start getting hot from the three-point line.
41-38 at 14:38. Just hanging around. Right side. Henschke misses the shot. Battle on the board. It's tipped out of bounds, and we'll have a foul called on Concordia.
I think they're going to get 34 for a push in the back. Becky Mueller.
Mueller picks up her 3rd foul. very aggressive on the boards right now as far as for the game. Concordia is out rebounding Briar Cliff 33-21, and they're out rebounding them offensively 15-6. So right now Concordia really getting on the boards. Free throw up and good for Snoozy. Snoozy with 3 points, all at the free throw line tonight. Snoozy's second free throw is also good, and she makes it a 41-40 basketball game. Bailey Morris leads the Bulldogs into the forward court. Quinn penetrating into the middle, kick it back out. Continuing to look, there's a backdoor cutter, back out. Bailey spot up three, no good again. And the rebound was to Briar Cliff, but Concordia knocks it away. Morris going to keep shooting?
Well, I don't think she's going to shy away from it, but, you know, my advice would be definitely got to get to the hole. It's just not dropping forward tonight, which sometimes you have those nights as a shooter.
41-40. It's one of those tough games to play. There's a fair amount of contact out there, no doubt about it, and both teams are being very aggressive, and you kind of got to battle through that. Bailey trying to dump it down low that time, and a nice read there to get it to Jerica Pearson. And we talked about it earlier, when the shots aren't falling, she's got to hit the assists, and that's her seventh. Well, that'd be her sixth still of the ball game, but it was a good look.
Yeah, she does a nice job of getting into the lane and finding the open players. Defense kind of just collapses on her.
Jerica Pearson makes the first free throw.
Typically, you'll see Concordia's guards getting at the free throw lane right now because they look to press, but Bailey Morris isn't in there.
I wonder if they're going to pull that off a little bit, given the foul trouble, and try to maybe do more of a half-court type approach here, dropping back into the zone. Skip pass over for the long three, up and in, and that is Targi. And I tell you what, she is the go-to tonight for the ball game. I'm sorry, that one is going to go to Emily Kay. My apologies. That's her first three-pointer, and now the other way, that's going to be Jerica Pearson. Targi has had a nice basketball game, but that one was Kay, and Briar Cliff will reset up on the offensive side. 45-43 Bulldogs. Again, trying to skip it over the top. Three-pointer is second one in a row, and somebody's got a hot hand right now.
Yeah, she's feeling it. Get her the ball.
Get her the ball. Bailey Morris, and she's going to be bumped out front. And that's going to be Kay picking up her first personal foul. Boy, how many times have we not seen it in this tournament, Megan? Somebody comes off the bench that is just not a scorer and just bang, bang, gets a couple of big shots.
I think that's what's hard for Concordia. They have to stay solid on every offensive player on Briar Cliff. Briar Cliff has 20 bench scoring, and Concordia only has 7 points off the bench.
20-7, a huge advantage, a tip away. Morris will go track it down and reset it on the offensive side. 46-45 Briar Cliff. We are at the 12:40 mark of this contest. Great semifinal going on here, the second one of the night. First one was a three-point game won by Morningside. Inside, Jerica Pearson. That's a tough post move.
She's trying to take over down low. They're getting her the ball, and she's looking to attack. She's done a good job down there.
Concordia by one, 47-46. So back and forth we go, exchanging blows. Another three-pointer. Ooh, just missed that one. Going for three in a row was Emily Kay. Concordia quickly the other way. And Pearson did not get a handle on that one and took one off the face. She just turns around and heads the other way. Pretty tough there. And we're going to have a collision and a throwaway by Briar Cliff on the other side. Substitution will come into the basketball game. That is going to be for Briar Cliff, and that is Morgan Hansen, and that'll lead us to a timeout. Concordia will take a 1-point lead to the break here. 47-46, 11:47 to go in the game, and we'll be back with continued action in Sioux City at the Tyson Event Center after this on ESPN3. Back at the Tyson Event Center, Concordia by 1 with the basketball as we resume action here in national semifinal number 2 with Megan Gantz. I'm Corey Westra courtside here for this national basketball championship. Bailey Morris out front. Concordia with the 1-point lead. Continuing to go back and forth tonight between Briar Cliff and Concordia in this national semifinal. Bailey comes off the screen and hits a three-pointer, and she has her second three-pointer of the ball game and 6 points. And she comes up with a steal, and that's what they like to do. Hesitation, drive, scoop shot, couldn't quite get it to go.
Oh, that three, she was coming off a screen, just no hesitation. That's what she needs to do. Instead of just thinking about her shot, just let it fly. Let it become natural.
And that's where Concordia likes to get a basket and then quickly get a steal, maybe get a quick basket, and before you know it, they put up 5-7 points on you in a very short amount of time. 50-46 our score, 11:09 to go. Concordia with the basketball. Morris well out front as we roll under 11 minutes. A lot of minutes in here for Jerica Pearson, who has the ball now and goes up strong again, and she is having a whale of a ball game off the bench tonight, Megan.
She's doing a good job getting down low, sealing her player. When that's not working, they're not getting her the ball, then she does a little spin move, posts up on her player, and she's doing a good job of facing up on her defender and scoring the basketball.
Corrick, near side. Kay again, her third three-pointer of the second half. And Coach Olson is off the bench saying, you have got to get out on her, ladies. And again, there's Jerica Pearson the other way. Her 5th field goal, couple of free throws, and she has 12 points in the ballgame. Actually, 13 points in the ballgame does Jerica Pearson. 54-49 our score. Open three again, Briar Cliff, and that's good for Morgan Hansen. And the threes are a-raiding right now at the Tyson.
Pearson had 3 points at the half, so she's really stepped up. Scored 10 points in about 10 minutes here.
Coach Olson's going to take a quick timeout. We'll keep it right here at the Tyson timeout, and we're actually going to go to a break. All right, so we're going to take a timeout along with the coaches here with our score. Concordia 54 and Briar Cliff 52. Back after this on ESPN3. Concordia hangs on to a 2-point lead on Briar Cliff. 9:55 remains here in semifinal number 2, and the Bulldogs have the basketball. Bailey Morris, who just hit a three-pointer moments ago, only her second three-pointer of the game, and only 6 points tonight for an 18-8 per game average. There's a three-pointer on the way, left wing by Janovich, no good. Quickly, Briar Cliff will go the other way. We saw that a lot in the first half, but they'll pull it out here and set up the offense. 9.5 to go. One of these teams will be playing in their first ever national championship tomorrow night against Morningside, who will be going after their 4th national championship in school history. Spin move to the lane, nicely done off the glass, and that is Heather Haber, who had a little stretch in the first half, Megan, where she did a lot of that, and then she got a couple fouls. Concordia Morris in the lane, rolls off, no good. Rebound down to Schulte, and Briar Cliff will come back the other way. We're tied at 54, and 9 to go.
Briar Cliff still looking to push the ball, even though they're not getting anything off transition. Then they pull it back out.
Nice look.
Yep.
And there it is, up and in for Hansen.
Nice pass from Korick, seeing the floor, seeing person open off the cut.
8 for Hansen in the game, 54 to 56. Briar Cliff back out in front by a deuce. Left side, free throw lane, and back out goes Concordia. Continuing to work that perimeter and then feed that post. See if the defense will drop and kick it out for a shot. Free throw line to the floor, and we'll have a reach and foul, and that one might have hurt a little bit. Haber got her hand in there pretty good, grabbing that wrist. And it's bonus time as both teams are in the 1-and-1 bonus, and Jerica Pearson will go to the foul line. She's perfect there tonight, 3 for 3.
Just about ready to say she looks like she's getting a little bit tired because she's been playing a lot of minutes, which has helped her out with those TV timeouts. But look, Mueller to come in for Pearson after she's done shooting the free throws.
Pearson actually 3 for 4 at the line, and that's her second miss. Now 3 for 5. Missed the front of the 1-and-1. Briar Cliff quickly the other way, and an offensive foul will be called on the play.
Coach Power didn't like that call.
On Korick. And Korick will pick up her second personal foul.
Coach Power not liking that call. Didn't think that was a charge.
Coach Power wants an explanation, and he got a stop sign, and we're going to play on here. 56 to 54. Again, the emotions running here. We saw it in the first game. The coaches are there, the players are there, and it's semifinal basketball. And off the window, it's going to go for Pites, and we're going the other way. So Pites scores it, ties it at 56. I'm not sure why we had a whistle there. And it's 56 to 56. 56 to 56. Briar Cliff with the basketball. We play on here at the Tyson Event Center.
Boy, they are on Kay. They are not going to let her shoot another 3.
Nope, got her out pretty deep. She has been red hot here in the second half. Coach Power said it at the half. We've got to shoot the basketball. Bounce pass to the post. And at the shot clock, no good. Fighting for the rebound, out of bounds, and we are going to stay with Briar Cliff. It'll be Briar Cliff basketball.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better game.
Nope.
Tied up, 7:22 left to play.
56 to 56.
This one might play out like the first game did.
Both teams digging into their bench here, and we're going to a timeout. So a break in the action. We've decided nothing, Megan. We're tied at 56 all with 7:22 to go, and we're back after this from Sioux City on ESPN3.
Welcome back to ESPN3. And once again, something to point out right now is the bench points, 33-13 in favor of Briar Cliff. They've had some injuries, had to have some players step up, and right now that's the difference in this game while Briar Cliff is staying in it. We'll send it back to you, Corey.
All right, Adam, thank you very much. 56 all. Huge bench advantage scoring as far as Briar Cliff goes. And Briar Cliff looking to take the lead here on a tied ball game as we go under 7 minutes here in this second semifinal. To the lane with the left hand. Korek no good. Put back no good by Snoozy, and the rebound to Concordia. Bulldogs come the other way, and it'll be knocked out of bounds by Briar Cliff. Teams just can't, nobody can separate themselves right now.
Yeah, it's been a really good game. You see Coach Power brought Sloan Masters in. He's hoping to maybe get a little bit more scoring, look to her for some leadership, maybe break away from Concordia a little bit.
Concordia just shooting 36% tonight, Megan, at 18 out of 50. They have made 12 free throws tonight as the shot is missed, and Briar Cliff clears the rebound. Still the rebound, well, the rebounding advantage is starting to kind of shrink. Concordia's at a 34-28 advantage now as the lob pass down low. Good hands there, but missing the shot was Blake, and the rebound down to Concordia. 6.5 to go in the contest. Concordia, inside it goes. Nice dribble to the hole, up and in, and that is Tracy Pites.
Blake a little hesitant to pick up her 5th foul. She doesn't want to go out of the game quite yet, which I understand there.
4 field goals for Pites and some free throws. And Pites for Concordia has 13 on the night. Jump shot just inside the arc, no good. And it's going to be tipped out of bounds, and it'll go to Concordia. 58-56 Bulldogs. Concordia, number 3 in the country, 34 wins on the year. Briar Cliff, 26 wins on the year. A lot of wins between these two teams and a lot of games for here we sit on March 16. Very aggressive again. Ball's going to be tipped all the way down the floor and knocked out of bounds by Briar Cliff. That is tremendous hustle by Targi.
Well, the good news about Targi knocking it all the way down there, Briar Cliff just has 14 seconds, and they're all the way at the end of the bucket underneath Briar Cliff's hoop. So they've got to go the length of the court in, well, now 12 seconds.
Yep, no reset on the shot clock there, so Bailey Morris will penetrate and kick. 5 on the shot clock. Skip it over the top, knocked away again. This is going to have to be a heave at the horn. Oh my, oh my. Remember that shot right there, Megan. That's a big one, and that's a 3-pointer for Janovich. That's going to come back to be a big shot, I think. 61-56 from the right corner there with the shot clock expiring. What a shot. Briar Cliff, let's see if the Chargers have an answer coming back here. We've got a 5-point ball game now. What has been mostly a tied half. There's your lefty out of the corner, misses the mark. That's Kay with the rebound to BCU. And they got to put one up at the horn of the shot clock, and they miss it off the front of the iron. Rebound Concordia. Left corner, Concordia looks to go in, duck under, back out, swing it around to the opposite side. Good ball movement, penetration, good block in there on Pites' drive, and it's Briar Cliff defensively with a big stop there. They'll come back the other way. Kay, around left side to Williams.
Briar Cliff needs to get some post presence. They need to get the ball inside to get a little bit better movement. They're kind of just 5 out right now.
It's just a 5-out offense, exactly. There's a 3-pointer off the mark, no good. Tip, but rebound, and we'll have a foul, and that might be on Briar Cliff. It's going to be a hold on Kay. And that is her second foul, and that's free throws the other way. That was not a player control foul. That was on a rebound. And we're going to go for free throws for Bailey Morris. Maybe we can take a look at that one if we get a chance. And it'll be Bailey Morris going to the foul line. Free throw on the way. Rims off, no good. Saw that in the first game with Morningside. They had a chance to put some free throws down to maybe kind of extend the lead, and they didn't do it.
And Bailey, you know, her shot's not falling right now. She just needs to relax. I know it's easier said than done, but she just needs to relax. Let it come to her. Don't try to force anything. You know, maybe a little nervous on her free throw.
They're playing a pretty big step off Williams there on the 3-point line. A 5-point Concordia lead, 3:50 to go. Knocked away momentarily. Briar Cliff picks it back up. They'll drive to the hole, off the window, no good. Ball is bounced around, and it's into the hands of Bailey Morris. Ahead they go, right side. Pretty quick shot, and up by 7 on a big shot by Janovich, and that gives her 14 for the ball game. 7-point lead for Concordia. They'll fight on the board. Shot no good, and Concordia's in the midst of a pretty big run here, and there's a media timeout coming, and they just called an offensive foul on Concordia. Right?
Mueller picked up her 4th foul.
And that's going to send us to a break. So Mueller will have her 4th personal foul, and a timeout taken here at the Tyson Event Center. We're down to the final 3:22. When we come back, Concordia's up 63-56 on Briar Cliff, and we'll be back right after this on ESPN3. We're back at the Tyson Event Center, Gateway Arena in Sioux City. 3:22 to go in semifinal number 2. Concordia leads at 63-56. Briar Cliff with the basketball coming out of the timeout.
Concordia having a little trouble putting Briar Cliff away. This is their 3rd time meeting, same as Morningside. They had trouble putting Hastings away. It's always hard matching up with the team. When you've played them twice, you beat them twice, so you think it's going to come natural that you're just going to beat them again, but Briar Cliff just will not go away.
Briar Cliff between the circles will set it up. We're approaching the 3-minute mark here tonight. 7-point lead. Really cranking up the defensive pressure. Drive to the hole, off the glass, no good, and the rebound down to Concordia. Concordia won by 10 in Seward in the first matchup of the year. That was November 22, 69-59, and then in Sioux City, a big second half, because Briar Cliff led at the half of this one, but Concordia won it 76-60 on January 17 at the Newman Flanagan Center. Morris from the corner, and she will hit a 3-pointer. You know, you talk about Bailey not hitting her shots, but she's still there when you need her most.
Yeah, she's not shy. She's not going to go away. She's not afraid to shoot that basketball. Just because she didn't make her shots early on, she's not going to go away.
9 points for Bailey Morris, all have 3-pointers. And right now, this game is at a 10-point advantage, and Concordia has the basketball. Making a big push here in the end of the game are the Bulldogs.
Briar Cliff having a little trouble getting that lid off the bucket the past couple minutes.
Another 3-pointer on the way from the right wing by Mueller, no good, and we're down to the 2-minute warning in this one. 66-56, long 3-pointer for Kay off the front iron, no good. Battle for the board, all the way down the floor. Mueller just stuck with it and got it. To the corner, back around the top, and Coach Olson says, let's air out the ball a little bit.
Yeah, up by 10 with 1:42 left in the game. They want to waste some shot clock, waste some time off that clock.
We'll probably see some free throws to close this one down, as Concordia with a big surge here in the latter minutes. And of course, Bailey Morris with a huge 3-pointer, and then that 3-pointer at the shot clock expiration, about the 6-minute mark or whatever it was huge. And now Bailey Morris comes up with her second 3-pointer in a row, and the Bulldogs are putting on a huge push here to close down this game and looking to play tomorrow night. Maybe we could get an opportunity and go back to that three-pointer at the shot clock. I'm not sure if we have that one, and then maybe Bailey Morris's last couple of three-pointers, because those are absolutely huge. You know, that's 9 points off of some big shots. Here we go. This is Bailey from the corner moments ago. Just wide open, rattles it home. We got another one here about the same spot. This was the second one. Carbon copy shot, Bailey Morris. Those are huge. There she sits now at 12 in the ball game after only 3 points in the first half and being in foul trouble.
Big time players step up in big games, and she is really stepping up at the end of the game.
69-56. We got 1:17 to go here in this semifinal.
I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Power, once you know, they score, or if Concordia gets a rebound, they look to foul right away so they can get some possessions.
Again, what a great crowd here tonight at the Tyson Event Center. We've lost some of our fans here, but by and large, I mean, this was just a phenomenal showing for NAIA Division II basketball. Remember back when you played in the first 2 years of the Tyson Event Center, you played in front of a crowd a lot like this, and it has to make a difference.
Oh, it absolutely makes a difference. It's great when you have the crowd behind you. That's what the fortunate thing was. We had the home crowd with us, so it was nice having everyone support you.
Right side with the basketball is Briar Cliff. We approach 1 minute left in the ball game and a 69-56 lead for the Bulldogs.
This isn't what Briar Cliff wants to do. They don't want to waste any more time.
Yep, using quite a bit of clock, and there's a bump foul inside, and Corrick will go to the foul line. But they used a lot of time, Megan.
They got to look to get a quick shot. Down by 13. They can't waste too much clock.
And that is going to be the 5th foul of the ball game on Tracy Pites, and I tell you what, that's a big ball game for Tracy Pites.
Yeah, she really stepped up. She had some good rebounds. She came through when it matters, when her other teammates like Bailey Morris wasn't scoring, so she stepped up. Now Bailey's taking control.
Pites fouls out with 13 tonight, and a lot of those came in the first half. Pites at the half.
Well, she had 10 boards at the half.
Yep. And like you said, when Bailey was struggling, she was picking up the slack. And a timeout after the free throw called by Coach Mike Power. 69-58, 54.8 seconds remains in the ball game. We'll keep it right here. Tomorrow night, back on ESPN3, will be the national championship game. Morningside awaits the winner of this one. Morningside tonight over Hastings, 66-63. Morningside is the #1 team in the country. And with that win tonight, improved to 36-1 on the season. Again, playing minus Ashlyn Mull, the All-American, who is not at their disposal for this tournament. She is out for the year after a season-ending surgery, and I guess we want to wish her all the best. First of all, I mean, what a horrible deal for Ashlyn, and we haven't really talked about the details. I don't think it's our job to talk about the details, but you know, just sometimes health over basketball, right, Megan?
Yeah, and you see all the players had 34 on their shoes, on their tape, on their ankles.
Concordia going to face some pressure, but they do get through it. Press break ran pretty well there, kept the person in the middle, and up the floor they go. 46 seconds to go. Briar Cliff's going to have to extend it out and foul here, and there's the foul. That's going to be on Haber. Haber's going to pick up her 5th personal on that one.
They let 13 seconds run off the clock there.
Yep.
You could clearly see that they wanted to foul Shelby Quinn, but they didn't quite get it before she got rid of the ball.
So Concordia found that 5 to 8 minute stretch where they were just doing their thing, and that's really the difference in the ball game, and sometimes that's the way a game goes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Briar Cliff that, you know, they're down 11 right now. Coach Power subbing in some offensive shooters right now.
Free throw good by Becky Mueller. Becky Mueller has quietly put together a 16-point night, and you know, we really don't remember calling her name a lot, but she is just so steady out there. Again, they needed points from other people early tonight with Bailey Morris not shooting the ball exceptionally well and in foul trouble, and just good teams find a way. Good take there to the hole. That is going to be Courtney Clausen. We have not seen Courtney yet tonight. Nice take by her to the basket. 71-60, 26 seconds to go, and a foul right in front of us here at the press row area for free throws upcoming. 71-60.
Concordia doing a good job of keeping the ball away from Briar Cliff so they can't foul.
Yep, good control and breaking the press and just handling it. And she just was there a little bit ago, Becky Mueller. And it's up and good. 12-point lead, 24.9 seconds to go. Mueller's second free throw off the front iron, no good. Briar Cliff will come the other way. We'll have to score quickly here. Shot on the way, no good. Put back up, and that is going to be good. I think that's going to go to Masters. Sloan Masters with the bucket. Sloan now for the ball game. Ends up with 15, but Concordia is going to dribble it out and advance to their first ever national championship game by defeating Briar Cliff 72-62, the final score here tonight at the Tyson Event Center Gateway Arena. And with that, it sets up a #1 versus #3 national championship, Concordia and Morningside tomorrow night here in Sioux City. We'll await Coach Drew Olson to go through the handshakes, and he will come back and talk to Adam Mazer. But just a great showing tonight in the second half by Concordia. But hats off to Briar Cliff, too. I mean, they gave Concordia all they could handle tonight. That was a very good basketball game.
Yeah, they played some good basketball. They had their bench come and score 33 points. They stuck at 33, but did a good job coming off the bench and scoring, and played a really hard game against Concordia and had them out of their game a little bit.
72-62 the final. Concordia moves on to face Morningside tomorrow night, and we will head to Adam Mazer courtside with the winning coach, Drew Olson from Concordia.
All right, welcome, Coach. Congratulations, you pulled it off. Talk about, the mentality. It was 56-56, and then you went on a big 10-0 run, and that really kind of sealed it down the stretch.
Yeah, it was a great run by our group. I was really proud of them. They've been doing that all year. Just when the chips are down, they find ways to make plays, and they just have so much confidence that they're going to win games.
Now, you had to face some adversity. Early on, Pites picked up 4 very, very quick fouls in the second half. Talk about, again, overcoming that adversity. You had to do it in the GPAC semifinals. You're doing it again. Some players, you're getting, whether it's Janovich, somebody else stepping up. That's kind of been something that you've seen this year.
Yeah, like I said, we just find ways to win games. And in this game, Jerica Pearson really stepped up big in those minutes that Tracy was out. Janovich hit some big shots, and Becky hit some big shots. Bailey didn't play her best game, but she found ways right at the end to do it.
Well, you got Morningside coming up. You guys have had some fun this season, so it certainly should be a good one for us to anticipate. I know you're going to have some time to prepare for them, but initial thoughts.
It's going to be a great game. It's round 4. We're down 2-1 in the series, so hopefully we can even it up.
All right, Coach. Well, appreciate it. Let you go enjoy this one and get ready for the national title.
All right, thank you very much.
All right. Once again, that's Concordia taking it, and we're going to send it back to you, Corey.
All right, Adam, thank you for your work on the sidelines tonight. Happy Coach Olson, obviously. Anytime you can survive with your best player getting in a little bit of foul trouble and walk away with a 10-point win, you're a happy coach. We will quickly wrap it up here and head on our way. But, Becky Mueller tonight had 18, and Mary Janovich had 14, and Bailey Morris ended up with 12. I want to mention Sloan Masters had 15 tonight for Briar Cliff as we just kind of look at some of the scoring in this contest. But Coach kind of hit it. I mean, he really summed up the game. This is what this team has done all year long. They made a big run there when it counted, and they walk away with the win, and they're 35th of the year.
And I think you said it best, Corey. When they hit that shot, when the shot clock was expiring, it was a big difference in the game. It gave them life. It gave them hope. And then Bailey Morris took over at the end of the game. And, she's a big-time player, makes big-time plays in games. Don't be surprised if she does it tomorrow night.
Final again in this one, Concordia 72, Briar Cliff 62. Hastings and Morningside played earlier tonight. Morningside with the win there, 66-63. So #1 Morningside at 36-1 will take on #3 Concordia at 35-2. And like Coach Olson just said, they've played 3 times. It's a 2-1 series. If it was the NBA, we'd be playing on in the series. But tomorrow night there's an awful lot on the line for that one tomorrow night. GPAC regular season champ versus GPAC postseason champ for all the marbles.
And I think it's a good thing. You know, we talked about Morningside losing to Concordia. You know, they want a little revenge now instead of just winning 3-0. So, you know, look for Concordia, though. They want revenge, too. Like Drew said, they're down 2-1, so he wants to even up the score. And what a chance to even up the score in the championship game tomorrow night.
Shouldn't be an empty seat in this place, the way I see it tomorrow night for Morningside and Concordia in that national championship. And it's going to be right here on ESPN3 tomorrow night. Appreciate you, Megan, for sitting along tonight and being our color commentator. I'm Corey Westra. Adam Mazer was on the sidelines. Great job by our HC media crew from Hastings College on the cameras tonight and running the show. Just an all-around great night of college basketball. Let's remind you again the final scores in our second semifinal tonight. Concordia 72, Briar Cliff 62, in the early game Morningside 66 and Hastings 63. Morningside and Concordia tomorrow night at 7 here at the Tyson Events Center for the NAIA Division II National Championship. Good evening, everyone, from Sioux City on ESPN3.